Oh gosh, it's really a lot. Hold on. Mars, say hi. Mars, say hello. Say hi. Literally, just as I'm turning the camera on, Mars is like, okay, let me come and sit next to you. I love that for us. Girl. She's so stush. She's so stush. And hi. Hello. How are you guys? You guys have been so creative with your greetings. Talking about happy fake new year or happy pre-new year. I love it. I love that we're all on the same page, and that, as you know, this isn't really the new year. It's not really the new year, but it is a new energy. There's a new energy, and there's lots to talk about. So, hey Manny Mac. As you can see, I'm cozy down. I mean, I had to do a little bit of lippy though. Get ready, because I love a little lippy. Hey Talaba. I'm so happy to see you guys as well. Hey Just Briona. Hey girl. I love y'all, man. Hit the like button when you come in. So we have a lot to talk about in terms of the shift of energy. There's some confusion as to what exactly is happening. Okay, first of all, we're in an 8 year. We've moved from the 7 year. As you can see, it just feels good. Girl, like a lie. 7 year. Hey Fatima C, my love. The entry into the 7 year was not fun for me anyway. You get me? Like, honestly, I had, because you lot are my family, so I'm just going to tell you what the fuck, yeah. It's a year after the fact, and I'm feeling really, really good. So basically, remember when I went to Jamaica, and I got myself into a little romance. The romance was very serious. It wasn't just this is Aries. This is typical Aries energy. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm oversharing, but those that need to know. And yeah, I mean, all my close friends and family knew what the thing was. So basically, I came back engaged. I came back engaged after 4 days of truly knowing somebody. A mess. Don't judge me, but it was part of my lessons. It's part of my learning. So basically, I booked a ticket back to Jamaica for October. I think I booked it in August to go back to Jamaica for his birthday in November. And but before November came, we broke up. It's not funny. It's not funny. It was very serious. So we broke up here. So I had this ticket and I couldn't get my money back on it. So I booked for a later date. And so my trip was booked for around February, beginning of February. So before that fact, when I say stressed, I'm not going to tell you why I was stressed, because then it's just like, no, you're not going to judge me if I tell you really why I was stressed. Yeah, so when I say stressed, yeah, so this is when I started to gain weight, and the weight gain was stressing me even more. Yeah, so the end December last year, girl, a whole mess. I just launched Patreon. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was, when I say taxing me, it was taxing me. I'd committed to 9 videos a week, and you lot already know I don't like to be on here like that. So it was already stressing. I was stressing myself the fuck out. Anyway, I had to pay an extra 4 bills to get my ticket changed from November to February. So I paid this extra money that I didn't really have. So I paid this extra money, and then, lo and behold, January comes. My niece comes to live with me. A week later, Kia comes to live with me. So I've got these 2 young people in crisis living in my house. I'm already in crisis. So we've got 3 of us in the house in crisis. This is what the 7 year moved into. So we're all in crisis now, and I've got this trip to Jamaica that I don't really want to do. I don't really want to go. Anyway, I decided to go and stay with an old neighbour who moved out there about a decade ago and stuff. So next thing you know, she's talking about she's not going to be at the house the week that I come. She's going to be gone for the weekend. She's only going to the place where the ex-fiance is, Negril. That's where he's working now. And I'm thinking, nah. Knowing my luck, the way the universe works, because he's very chatty too, and they're going to strike up a Saturn, and next thing you know, he knows that I'm here. And that's the last thing that I fucking want. So anyway, I mean, I can't wait to write my memoirs, yeah, because they're ridiculous. Anyway, so she says that she's not going to be around. So I'm like, so I'm going to be staying at your place by myself. Luckily though, we got a sister who lives close to my ex-neighbour. The odds, 0, they just met 2 weeks prior. The odds. So anyway, so I wasn't going to be completely alone, and she'd sorted out like an itinerary and it was all good, yeah? Boom. Next thing you know, it's time to travel. Now, the girls, I'm trying to think. Actually, I said my daughter came to live with me. That she didn't. So it was just me and my niece. So because I was travelling, my niece had to go and stay with my daughter where she was at. And that was not a good idea, first of all. And then, so I'm so preoccupied with the needs of my niece and everything else, I don't check the travel. Next thing you know, I'm heading out. I've done my ritual. I think this is one of the reasons why I stopped doing rituals for the whole of the year, yeah? I've done my ritual, I've put my offering outside, I've said a prayer, barefoot and all the things, yeah? Next thing you know, hit the like button when you come in our bed, because this is some really good stories. I mean, it's story time. So, I've done all of that. I've left in good time, but I have a meeting with some officials and my niece around the same time I'm meant to be travelling. So I'm on the phone. I've got the biggest suitcase you've ever seen, and I'm making my way to Victoria train station to catch the Gatwick Express, which takes 30 minutes from Victoria to Gatwick, leaving me 2.5 hours to check in and get back my business. Why do I get to Victoria station and it's closed? Because there's a whole train strike and I don't know one thing about it. How? Anyway, so I walk from Victoria station to Victoria coach station, which is a good 20 minutes walk, and especially when you don't know where you're going, and the biggest suitcase, yeah, and hand luggage. Boom. I get to the coach station, everybody's got the same idea, they think they're going to get the coach to the airport. There's no fucking coach until midday. My flight leaves at 1:20. So I'm like, boom, let me get a cab. So I go to see how much the black cabbies are. Black cabbies are about 130 for the trip, and I'm like, I'm not paying 130 for a fucking cab trip. So I call the Uber. Uber gets there maybe 15-20 minutes later. This time's ticking. We're in the cab, and the next thing you know, I've got about an hour and 20 minutes to check in, and we are still nowhere near the place. So boom, next thing you know, he's like, okay, I've got an idea. Let's just say there was an accident. Let's call them up. Tried to call them up. Long story short, I didn't get through. Got to the airport. Told me I can't get on the flight. Long story short. So I've lost close to £1,200 on a flight that I didn't even want to fucking take in the first place. That was the beginning of my 2023, my 7 year. So I'm in the airport begging everybody to help me, crying, fucking, this stranger comes up to me, this beautiful lady, she comes up to me and she's on a flight somewhere else, and swear down, she starts praying with me, she pulls out her Bible, we're praying, I'm bawling, like really distressed. Anyway, luckily I booked with a travel agent, so I've also got the support of my travel agent, who's trying to sort things out her end. Boom! Long story short, don't get another flight, don't get my money back. Oh no. All now. That was the beginning of my 2023. I get back home that same night, exhausted, and decide that there's a silver lining. I've got 10 days to just chill at home, no drama, no nothing. I'm not losing any money. I think I worked a couple of times. I think I took a few clients and just made a bit of money as well. But, I found the silver lining. That was the beginning of my 7 year. That was stress. That was, when I say stress, and then you don't know the rest of the story. Two's kid comes to live with me, and we're dealing with all of that. And oh, girl, the year literally just got from bad to worse. So by August, I've broken my ankle. It was a lot, but there was lots of pockets of beauty within them. So now, what I'm saying is, in this, what has shifted, we are not necessarily in a new year. We have just shifted numerological energies. So we're now from the 7 to the 8. 7 was going to be difficult because 7 is the spiritual number, isn't it? So it's going to force you to go within yourself. It's going to force you to go real deep diving. It was like you could have called, if 2023 was a star sign, it would be Scorpio. 2023 was Scorpio, okay? And it stayed Scorpio from January to December. It just stayed being Scorpio. So now we are in the 8th year. 8th year feels like Aries. 8th year feels like Aries. So it's the initiation year. It's the what did you learn and how will you now implement it? It's not necessarily the fruits of your labor, because you've just learned. It's like coming out of uni, graduating, going into your new job, and you're not at the highest amount you can earn because you're a graduate. You're coming in at starting level. So this is like Aries now. So like I would say that 2024 is Aries. I can't believe it because I was born in 1976. So this just sounds wild to me. Anyway, this is Aries. So in Aries season, you've got the Aries in tarot is represented by the wand, right? And by wands. And by okay, great. So by the fire energies represented by the wands. Hi, Kings in Queen Therapy. Hey. So boom. We are initiating. Imagine this is the Ace of Wands. Or even if you want it to be, this is Emperor energy, isn't it? In Aries, there's Aries. Let me just be clear. So Aries energy, Emperor energy. This is knowing yourself. Knowing thyself, yet having the humility to go through a process of learning and rebuilding and relearning. Brings me beautifully into the word of the day. Now, it's very rare that I channel words or anything literally just before I was writing a post on Instagram. Just before I wrote this post, it was the picture of the first day of my Mama D's astronomical calendar, which is available on my website. It's the first day of the calendar, so I thought, yeah, boom, it's perfect time to post it. The word satire came into my head. Now, I've never used that word in my life. I might have heard it here, there, never known what it meant. So the word satire comes up. So I'm like, I'm going to look up. I'm going to look to see what satire means, because it's such a strange word to enter into my mind. And what I got, I'm going to have a look because I screenshotted it out. Where's all of this mahala? Satire. I need my glasses. Hey Tisha! Hit the like button when you come in, my loves. So, satire. The use of humour, irony, exaggeration or ridicule to expose and criticise people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. And it's also drawn to my attention that a certain flight list was released today, completely released to the public. I haven't been outside, so I don't really know about the news. I don't tap into these things. So apparently a flight list has been released to the public, exposing politicians, entertainers, business owners and such as to being involved in atrocities towards children. So when that word satire came up, I was like, okay, so the thread to that is cognitive dissonance. Now, you've heard me talk about cognitive dissonance, especially in the early days for you guys that were rolling with me on IG, when I used to be posting about the from 2018, posting about the up and coming events of 2020 and what it actually meant, and the crumbling and the falling of a system, and how that would affect the wider public, the people. And so one of the things that came up was cognitive dissonance. People not wanting to believe the truth or the facts that are presented before them. Now we're seeing dribs and drabs of that, because we've seen certain things and people being exposed for certain things, and after 5 or 10 minutes later, people are outraged first of all, and then 5-10 minutes later they're back to pretending like they never just heard that person was demonic, for want of a better word. So I say all of that to say that in this 8 year, this Aries year, it's like an initiation year. It's like like I said, what have you learned from your 7 year, and how will you implement that into this 8 year? What have you learned at university, and how will you implement that into your job, into your new job? And part of that is using your discernment, getting rid of your desensitization to your favorite somebody, your favorite singer or your favorite actor or what have you, and understanding that these are people just like you who have been doing things behind the scenes. They may have been entertaining you, but they've also been doing things behind the scenes that are off, and that you should no longer be putting your energy into. And this goes back down to Revelations. This goes back into the Bible about worshipping false idols and how humanity will be punished for that. So this is our invitation to remove ourselves from anything like that. And also, I don't like to be the one to speak on other people's choices and expressions, because that's not my business. But what I will say is that especially as content creators, if we are still creating content that is highlighting the events and the business of other people who are in the public eye, that's also going to crumble as well. Gossiping and gossip columns and gossip pages and gossip platforms are really going to start to fall to the wayside. And so if that is your sole income, it would be very advisable at this time to maybe look at doing something and moving on, speaking on something else, because speaking, gossiping, bad mouthing or criticizing other people, even if they have done the worst things, it's not your business. It's not what you need to be focusing on. It's not what you need to be getting the people to focus on either. In a way, it's a similar type of distraction away from self and people, going within themselves and trusting their own selves to navigate themselves through these new times. So I mean, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm an opportunist. I'm all of these things. But when it's time to move away from a certain trend or a certain thing, you'd be good to take heed to that. I mean, I'm also guilty of getting sucked into some of these gossipy type. I mean, it's juicy. It's fucking juicy, but it's also very low vibe. So just be aware. Hey. Is that Rebel Rebel? Yeah, I see you, girl. I just saw the picture. I was just like, feels familiar. Hey, girl. So just be aware. Again, this is about preparing yourself for what is actually the new year in March, and making sure that you are nourishing yourself with the right type of nutrients for the mind, body and the soul. Which brings me to the portal, and the title being the affirmation, which is on the January calendar, and it says, I create my reality through my thoughts, words and deeds. And the stone for January, the birthstone for January is garnet. And we're going to read the garnet at the end from the oracle, from the Wisdom Oracle Crystal deck. And then I'm going to skedaddle. I wasn't even sure if I was going to actually pull cards today, if at all, because I don't know if it needed, if we need cards, you know, at this point. Like it's definitely a word to use your intuition, to trust it more than ever, especially what you've experienced through the 7 year and how you navigated yourself through it. Because the very mere fact that you're here means that you did really well. Not everybody made it, you know that. It wasn't for the faint-hearted. And so if you are here, you have used your, hey Edwin, that part too. Edwin says, how about partially worshipping yourself? It's to not take yourself so seriously. Do you know what I mean? It's not that deep. Like, that's another thing that I wanted to say. Again, like, I don't really like speaking on other people's business and the way that they conduct themselves, because it's not my business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to conduct myself however I conduct myself, and I don't expect somebody else to just come out of nowhere, don't really know me, start talking about, well, you know, like, I hate that. But I am seeing like a thread where, especially people who are helping people through the ascension process, how serious they are. It really isn't that deep. Do you get me? Like, it's okay to lighten up, to loosen up. It's just not that deep. You know, or maybe I'm just coming across people that are just taking this shit so seriously. Do you get me? Like, it is, life in itself it can be difficult, but that's why we've been given humor. That's why we've been given music. That's why we've been given flipping, you know, the beautiful things that life has to offer to balance out the difficulties of life, in the same way that we've been given so much beauty. Hey Nikki, you just missed my whole story about Jamaica, girl. Hey, Erica. For real. So, like, it's just like the ascension process. Yes, it's difficult, especially when you're doing up Dark Night of the Soul, and you know you're curse breaking, and you're what's it called? It's the generational curse breaking, and the shedding of the skin, and the isolation, and the solitude and shit. That's all. It can be deep, but that's not all it is. That's not all it is. It's leveling up. It's glowing up. It's going through the butterfly effect. Do you get me? It's experiencing different versions of yourselves. It's getting it. It's understanding that you're a part of a whole structure, a whole living organism of energy, and that you're part of everything and everything's part of you. Do you get me? And once you get that, you dress back. It's not that deep. It's just not that deep. And I feel like because there are so many people talking about the ascension process, and not many people are bringing that with a pinch of salt and a little bit of humour and a bit of lightheartedness, can be very heavy. Because I'm seeing right now that, you know, tarot readers and that, they're coming for us. I mean, we knew they would come for us eventually. So they're coming for us now, and lots of stories are coming out about, you know, just how demonic and evil this whole practice is. You've even got man like Kat Von D. I mean, Kat Von D talking about it's all fuckery, and that hey, glow within, and that she's turned into Christianity and all these things. I mean, I'm minding my business, but I'm like, Kat, really, girl, really, you're gonna come for us, yeah? So, you know, and I remember I used to watch them tattoo programs. Do you remember the ones that used to come on cable? And I learned a lot of esoteric shit from Kat Von D. Girl, play with me. So anyway, eventually we knew these things were going to come up, but I just think because there's such a seriousness behind it, there's this narrative that's going around that anybody that's involved in the esoteric stuff are ultimately miserable. And you know, I'd like to be the example of, no, we ain't. I ain't. I mean, I have my days, but I'm sure you do too. And I'm sure whoever's running that narrative, you have your fucked up days too. So it's not making any sense. It's not making any sense. So guys, I just don't want you to feel that by choosing to see the truth of everything, it's not just the esoteric, it's not just religion, it's not just politics, it's not just entertainment. I feel like by looking at the whole of everything and realizing that this really is just a game. It's just a game. It's like fucking Sims. Do you understand? Like, and everything's orchestrated, there's scripts, everybody's an actor. Do you get me? Including you. So you should be the main character, and hence why this 8 year. Because this 8 year is going to introduce you to the main character, you. Yes. And also, I also want to include the very mere fact that we are still in this node shift. The nodes, remember, I think they shifted in the summertime from Scorpio and Taurus to Libra and Aries. And we were asked to look at our lives between 2004 and 2006. And these would be the themes of how we'd be moving in the next couple of years. So I would really urge you. I went into Facebook today. The things I had to do to get into Facebook today was mad. It was like FBI shit. I had to get my passport and everything to get into Facebook. The fuck? Because I forgot my password. So and I've not been in it since I think 2020. So anyway, hey Psalms Lewis. Anyway, I finally got in because I wanted to look at my 2015 and where is there going to be evidence of yourself more than Facebook. So I went in and I looked at the pictures mostly. I didn't really read any of the captions. I didn't really see where my mind was at, but I recognize, and if the funny thing is, it wasn't really those years, it was a little way after, but I could see from where I was in maybe 2013, no, am I lying? Yeah, about 2010, between 2010 and 2013, I could see clearly where the 2004, 2006 had brought me, where I'd come to. So, that being said, I want you guys, as your homework, I want you guys to, if you've got journals from then, I want you to look at your journals from 2004 to 2006. If you don't, dig up your social media. Some of you might be logging into MySpace for the first time in how long? I wouldn't even know where to begin with MySpace. Like, I wouldn't know where to begin. But what I do know is that around that time, my hunger, oh my God, my hunger for wanting to be extraordinary was, I couldn't feed it. I couldn't feed it enough. I wanted for my creativity to be seen. I wanted to be heard. There's so much. Oh, you can't get into MySpace no more. Rah. I didn't even know. But anyway, these are just suggestions. It could be photographs. It could be, it could be just conversations with friends, that you may still parlay with now about those times. It could be conversations with your parents, conversations with your children. Anyway, all that to say, I want you guys to kind of look at that period of your life and what you would do differently. Doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be repeated, because I'm seeing lots of correlations between that time from what I was doing then to what I'm doing now, but I'm also seeing a lot of opportunity to do things differently and to project a different type of energy into these things that I am doing. Do you get me? To have that self-belief. Hey Jenny, it's a shame because who loved Tom? Tom was everyone's friend. We loved Tom. Anyway, so this reflection on yourself from those periods is also an invitation to do some things differently, to make some different decisions and choices. I mean, definitely, one thing I would never have done in that period is get married. I should just one. That's just one of the. It's just one of the examples. And then the last 8 years that we've had in the cycle is 2015. And if you remember 2015, that was one of the most eye-opening years of recent times when it came to opening up the collective's consciousness to the truth. That's when people first started talking about the Schumann resonance. And it was said that was the time when whatever this star was that exploded started to penetrate the earth with gamma rays. The gamma rays were causing our consciousness to rise, hence why we started looking at the Schumann resonance. So these are the hey Brooklyn baby, happy portal my babes. So yeah, this is an interesting time. 2015 obviously is much fresher in your mind, and what we've been asked, Aquarius Maximus, she's a cardologist, and she suggested that we look at 2015 on what we accomplished. We're not looking at our losses and our L's, we are looking at our accomplishments. And sometimes when we have a year like we've just had through the 7 year that was very challenging, it felt like there was a lot of L's, but really there was a lot of initiations, a lot of lessons that we were all experiencing at the same time collectively. It's very difficult to see. So I've got hiccups. To see our wins, to see where we made accomplishments, to see where we did good. This tea's dread. I put a little bit too much cayenne pepper. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. So yeah. It's really important to highlight, I think, your wins. Where were you winning? Where, what? Or even if you felt like you had to go through an initiation in order to see the silver lining or the lesson, how did you navigate through that? And did you celebrate yourself for doing that? Because many of us have gotten into the habit of only talking about how badly we've done or how we failed. Hey, Phyllis! Or how we failed. But where did you win? Where did you get through? Where did you push through to the next level? Or what did you learn that was invaluable to your life? Oh, your high school years. I just sent my daughter a photograph. I was going to use it as my thumbnail of when she told me at 8 years old in 2003 that she wanted to be an actress. So I sent her that picture to remind her of, even though she was 8 years old, she had these ideas of her greatness already. And we'd also, oh my God, that was the year that we did this course called Landmark. Anybody ever heard of Landmark? Oh my God. I did it first, and then my ex-husband, and then my dad, and then then my mom, and then my daughter did. There was a children's Landmark. We spent thousands with these people, but it was excellent. It was like mass deprogramming and mass therapy. It was dope. But Kia did Landmark around that time as well, which actually coincides with what she's going through now during her recovery process. So don't think just because you was young in those times that whatever you were going through was not significant, and there are not correlations and patterns from that time to this. Okay? Very interesting. Very, very interesting times that we are in right now. Marceline's fast asleep. Are you sleeping, girl? She'd like touch me again. I never thought I'd fall in love with a cat, I'm in love with this cat. Oh my God. I'm in love with this cat. I love him so much. Don't know what I would have done without her through the 7 years. Exactly what I needed was this type of creature in my life. Ralphie was great. I loved him so much. I'm definitely a dog witch, but girl, this cat, I needed her. I needed this cat to raise up the vibration when things got peak for man. You get me? So yeah, love me some Marceline, and she loves me back. It's just the love affair we didn't know we needed. You get me? Anywho, hey, Eternal Love Empress. Anywho, do you not want a couple cards? Do you think you need them? I don't think you do, I'm going to read, because the title is You Create Your Own Reality. You don't need to be influenced by some cards or what somebody else's opinion is. This is down to you. Your thoughts, your words, and your deeds will really show up for you in this coming new year, which is not until March. So please don't panic. You're not behind. There's so much more preparation that needs to be done. So don't think that you need to be outdoing yourself, killing yourself right now. I wanted to say something, but it's personal. It's no need. Anyway, so I'm gonna read the card of the month for this what do you call it? For this birth month, which is Garnet. I definitely need a new eye test. Alright, boom. So we got Garnet, passion, and it's guess what it is? Guess what it is? The first stone of the 8 year is number 8, Garnet, which represents passion, which represents that Aries energy. I told you already, this year is going to feel like an Aries year. So just make sure, hey my darling, happy bar, make sure that the ideas that come to you, especially creative ideas, passion ideas, follow them through, blood. You might have to pick up some shit that you've, you might have to pick up some projects or some things that you've left by the wayside, some ideas that you started then and didn't finish. Hey, making 1984 fiction again. Girl, don't worry, man, you watch it on the playback. So as I was saying, we were talking about Garnet, but I was also saying Aries, isn't it? This 8 year represents, for me, it's Aries. If last year was Scorpio, this year be Aries, Tabamba. So any ideas, anything that you may be, listen, 2003, I started music, yeah? And I knew I had everything it took to do the music, but belief in myself. I knew that I had everything, but I didn't believe in it. So I went through the process, and I mean, I had a ball in that space, not believing in myself. I didn't believe in myself one iota. I couldn't even take a compliment from people when they were trying to lift me up and compliment my art. So after 8 years or so of going through what I thought was very excruciating process of something that I loved so much, I stopped doing it. I just stopped. One day I just said, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. But I picked it back up again. And we're getting momentum. Yeah! Getting some momentum. And the difference between then and now is that I believe in myself. More than ever. You can't tell me nothing. And the confidence that I've had in the studio, I've blown myself away. I've blown myself away with the confidence that I've had in the studio. And because I've had confidence in the studio, the way that I want the art to come out, or the song or whatever, it's coming out exactly how I hear it in my head. What was happening when I didn't believe myself is that I was heavily criticising what was coming out. Why? The more I criticised it, the more stifled my voice got. I think this is also time for the throat chakra. Even though we're in the 8th chakra, which I'm not sure, that was the one thing I didn't research, was the 8th chakra and what it represents. Because if we're in the 8th year, we're looking at the 8th chakra. Last year was the 7th year. We was looking at the crown chakra. So, and we don't move into the year of the dragon until next month, until February. So just be very aware that we're still in the year of the rabbit. There's still some stuff that still needs to come up and be revealed, but that's so that the fire can burn on it from the dragon. I'm so excited. And also see, I'm year of the dragon in it, so I'm excited. Also look at your Chinese astrology to see how this year might affect you. There's so much difference in what you might think. Like, I've seen some stuff that says, you know, this year might still be challenging for people like me who are year of the dragon, even though we're in the year of the dragon. But again, there's part of me that's just like, bun that. I rebuke it. I create my own reality through my words, thoughts and deeds. So, you know, you can see it, take a bit, take what resonates, leave what don't. Leave what don't. So I've got these hiccups. I think it's because the pepper in the drink. This is a very wonderful drink that was this recipe was given to me in the summertime by a very beautiful friend of mine, and it's pineapple rind, cloves, ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, lime and honey. Very, very good drink. Very, very good drink. And I've been literally about 3 or 4 times a week I'll have this. Just drink this all day long. It's the only thing that I'll drink, and water. So yeah, it's very good. I mean, it helps with the immune system for sure, and it is yum. It's actually, you know, the combination of the cayenne pepper and the lime, it gives it that fizzy drink vibes with a bit of honey. Gives it that fizzy drink vibes. You know, that tastes like ginger beer sometimes, especially with the ginger. It's really nice. I think I just overdid it with the cayenne pepper. Put a little bit too much. Anyway, boom. Let's read the garnet. Passion. Garnet is a rejuvenating stone, believed to protect against evil and terrifying dreams and to attract love. Underline, underline, underline all of that. Self-understanding. You are a passionate soul with a contagious heart. A courageous heart. Be confident and constant. Be confident and constant. My G's. Let go of your inner demons, taboos, inhibitions and fantasies. Recognize self-sabotage and expand your awareness into all that you can be. Virtue matters to you. You are capable of great devotion to a cause or a relationship and have a strong survival instinct. That's just bowing up the whole thing. We didn't have to pull a single card. In it, divination. Take action now. A mystery is solved. Have courage. There is a way out. Turn a crisis into a learning challenge. There are silver linings. You do not have to take this thing too seriously. It's not that deep. If danger approaches, stay calm. You are protected. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. You may attract a partner for sexual healing. Make no long-term commitments as it may fizzle out once the purpose is fulfilled. I want to talk about sex. Healing insight. Finding an appropriate outlet for your passions and emotions. Finding an appropriate outlet for your passions and emotion creates well-being. Some of you got to go back to them old school ideas that you once did have and you just left it by the side for whatever reason. Self-sabotage, or you didn't believe in yourself, or the timing wasn't right. See, me with the music, it wasn't even just my own lack of belief. I feel like it wasn't the right time for the songs and the lyrics and the energy of the music that I was creating. It just wasn't the right time. Now is. Now is the right time. Girl, I can't wait to give it to you. Anyway, frequency, medium, chakra, base, sacral, heart, energizes all, timing Leo, Virgo, Capricorn season and Aquarius next season. Soul path, expressing your soul's passion. I create my own reality through my thoughts, words and deeds. Everything is mind first. I want to talk about sex real quickly. So I've just done another bout of celibacy, and this one wasn't easy because the 7 year, obviously being the 7 year that it was, it brought every single person that I've ever found attractive back into my world for reevaluation. It was very, very, very difficult to keep it together, but keep it together I did. Even towards the end, I feel like September made a year, so leading up to the year, I even stopped masturbation, everything, and it made me think about just the reasons why I had to stop that, because I didn't want to call in any unwanted energies. I didn't want to create any unwanted entities around me. I just wanted to just be as clean and clear as I could be to clear out whatever energies I needed to break. And also celibacy breaks soul ties. Helps to break soul ties. Because the more when you're trying to break soul ties with one person and you're having sex with another person, you're not only reinforcing these soul ties, but you're also creating new ones. So celibacy for a long amount of time, or a decent amount of time, can definitely help with things like that. So now, saying that, all that to be said, we finished book club on Patreon. I'm wearing this outfit because I've just been living in it. So we finished book club on Patreon, and so I was like, before I start a new book, which will probably be all about love by Bell Hooks, because I feel like, I mean, we're in Aries years, so let's do it. So, and it's not so long as well. We should be finished that quite soon. So yeah, I was thinking about what I wanted to do next on Patreon, and I was like, I want to do a celibacy support thing. So let me know in the comments if you would be interested in having some support through your celibacy, beginning of your celibacy journey. I'll be dropping some hints, some tips, and some practical things that you can do to help you through your celibacy. And then after a while, it just becomes a walk in the park. I would say that the first 6 months, because I first did 3.5 years, and then I did this year. I did 3.5 years, stopped, was doing some things between 2019 and 2022. I was doing some things, and then 2022 I was just like, no, it's time for that celibacy again. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if you feel like you might need some support, and before I write up the course or whatever it is, just give me some ideas of what you would want support in. And it's okay, you can, I mean, it's a safe space. If you feel embarrassed, you can email me or DM me on the IG, or even, I don't know, can you message on this thing? I don't know, but you can find me and private message me somewhere with your needs. Oh God, Jesus, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know how long I'm going to be celibate for, but what I do know is that I'm not going to break it for the sake of it, just for the sake of it. Oh, I've been celibate for a year. No, you know what I mean. So and also for you men as well, it's wonderful because semen retention is giving you back your God energy, your vitality. Every time y'all bust a nut, you're losing vitality. I know, and I do know some people, because I'm like one of the man them innit, so they just don't care. They'll say whatever they want to fucking say in front of me sometimes. And so yeah, the ones that I know that are kind of busting nuts every morning or night or whatever, I definitely see how their vitality is being drained from them. It's not a good look, yo. It's not a good look. So some real discipline needs to be enforced during this 8-year. For real, innit? Me too. Eternal love empress. Me too, blood. Honestly, like nothing less. Nothing less. So, and I feel like celibacy has been given such a bad name because promiscuity has been made normal. It's been normalized. So, but it's a new normal, because you know we've not long come out of the times where people believe that you should be married before you're having sex, or you know you should be in some type of committed relationship before having sex. So promiscuity is like the new normal, which really didn't really last that long, because people are really starting to get that celibacy until the time is right for you, or the time feels right is the way forward. Who wants soul? We're not fucking dealing with soul ties. We're not doing another Dark Night of the Soul because we're dragging somebody else's fucked up energy inside of us, especially men and women. It's no different. Men and women. That's why even me, I'm just like, ooh, whoever I'm sleeping with, they better be going through some real cleansing rituals, because whoever they've just slept with, they've got their energy. I don't want that. I don't want that either. See me. So, yeah, I'll probably be talking quite a lot about celibacy over the next, over this course of this year, on all platforms, on all social media platforms, but probably more in depth on Patreon. Right, my loves. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I didn't have to pull. I wasn't called to pull no cards. Not one. Just talk about the garnet. And if you still want your astronomical calendar that has got all of the... Wait, let's see if I can get it. Oh, yeah. It's got all of your information for this month. So you've got your portals up here. You've got the end of Mercury retrograde. Oh, look, Mercury stations direct tomorrow. You've got more portals. You've got the new moon in Capricorn next week. And then you've got the full wolf moon. You've got Uranus stationing direct. Get me? So like the information is her. So even if I don't come on, man, it's all here in front of you. Go to my website, www.mamadproducts.co.uk. Also, I'm going to run my special cut prices until Friday, because to be honest with you, I just can't be bothered to go onto the website and change it all. But the prices will be going up, so please, if you want any private readings, please go right ahead to the website. Please check your junk mail for your responses, because it's been going to junk mail lately and we can't fix it. But that's all you've got to do, is just go to your junk mail and all the information's there. Everything says normal. So my G's, I will see you whenever, and I pray that you have a beautiful week. And please don't be so hard on yourself. It's not that deep. Have a little bit of lightheartedness, laugh at yourself, have some fun with yourself, and most of all, love yourself. You know. Alright, my loves. See ya. Bye. Yes, girl, there will be information all over social media about it. So I think I'm going to definitely look about that. Anyway, love you guys. See you soon.